All right, welcome folks to the, I'm just gonna call it the Backpack Showdown. I have a room full of camera backpacks and I'm gonna talk about all of them. And in the end, I'm gonna show you which one I picked. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you which one I picked right now because it's awesome and I just wanna get to it. And then I'll have a secret surprise at the end. So the backpack that I chose to go with for future endeavors is, oh, it's not that one. It's this one. The Mindshift 34 liter backpack. If you're looking for a backpack that you can carry a lot of camera gear or a lot of stuff or a lot of camera gear and stuff, this backpack is perfect. And in terms of getting your gear quickly, the Mindshift rotation system is really kind of the best in my opinion. I've had my eye on these bags for years, since the first version came out, and thought to myself, all camera bags should probably just be like that. But the way that they've kind of adapted this new system is really great. With the 34 liter, you can purchase a separate insert that goes into the top of it and gain even more access to more gear. So if you're thinking, well, that small little pouch in the front isn't big enough for me, you can get the insert and then you have the same amount of carry equipment as most other bigger bags that offer more usabilities. So now I'll go back in time and show you well, it's not the first ever backpack I ever bought, but the second backpack I ever bought is the Pro Tactic 450. I believe they don't even make a 450 size of this anymore. I think it's a 350 and a 250. So the 450 is kind of large and huge, but it's cool. I thought it was going to be cool because it has like a mole system and you can have side access and back access and top access. And it does come with some accessories like a tripod carry system and a hip belt that is not on there right now, and like a pouch thing that goes on there and stuff. So it really is a cool backpack. And when you take all the pouches and straps off, it's really kind of minimal and kind of sleek form. So that's kind of cool with it. The things that I didn't like about it, I've had this backpack for a long time and have brought it on many trips and stuff like that. Some things that I don't like about it is I've had to configure it in a way where you almost have the top part as a storage area. As you can see here, I have removed a lot of the top access ability, and you'll see where all the straps and stuff are stored up top. That would be like a top access through this top pouch, and then the rest of it down here would be camera gear stuff. So that's how I would typically use it. You do have a large pocket for a laptop and a couple of other organizational pockets. So there's really like a ton of room in this bag to carry stuff. But the problem with this bag is even for like day hikes, it's kind of big. It's not super comfortable. The straps are kind of thin. I love backpacks that have load lifters and adjustability. For my torso, it's kind of short, so the belt strap, the hip strap, doesn't actually hit my hips. It's more around my torso. So the weight of it, if I'm carrying a good amount of stuff in here, the weight of it really doesn't sit where it needs to. So that puts a lot of the weight on your shoulders rather than down on your hips where it's supposed to be. After I used this bag a few times, I decided to come home and do some research. And what I found after that was the Photosport 300. This is lighter, has more carry capacity, well, has a good amount of carry capacity up top here, has a mesh pocket in the front. It's a super lightweight bag, has hip straps, has pockets on the hip straps, has the load lifters on the shoulder straps. You know, it doesn't carry that much camera equipment, but I'm to the point in my career where if I'm going out, I go minimal, and, you know, I'm not taking a 600 millimeter lens. I'm taking like my camera with like a 35, maybe like a wider, ultra wide, like 14, 16, and then maybe like a 70 to 200. So this can carry that amount of gear. You would have to carry like a bigger lens in the top. You could probably fit a 24 to 70 on camera in the side access. But in terms of like usability, it's very strappy. I do have like a jacket in here that's giving this bag shape. Other than that, if it's not full of stuff up here, it just gets very floppy and strappy. And there's some things like the carry capacity isn't like a whole lot. So there's some things about it that just over time stopped working for me. And I really do like this bag for the things that I like about it, but overall it just stopped working. And for a travel situation, it really doesn't work because you can't fit, you can fit a lot in the top, but it's very narrow. So you end up kind of like not being able to fit the things you want in it. It's good for like a jacket and snacks and hat, but like you can't fit like a laptop in there really conveniently. Like, yeah, there's a pocket in the back, but then you have to like undo straps to get to it. And you know, it's not made for like a travel. This is made for like a day hike. This is made for like you go out for a couple hours or you want to like go run or go hike real quick. That's what this is made for. This is not made for like long treks or anything like that. So for this trip that I'm going on, I started looking at a better solution to kind of eliminate having to bring multiple backpacks. I just wanted to bring one backpack, and now I have a family and children. So I started down the rabbit hole, and now I've purchased 4 bags. And I've already said I picked the 34 liter as the pack I'm going to bring on this trip to Utah. I think it's perfect. I can carry my own stuff as well as my camera gear, as well as my kids' stuff. There's just so many options with that bag. But I'm going to talk about a couple other bags that I did buy that were in the running that I wanted to try. One I really wanted to work. So I'll talk about this one first because it'll probably be the quickest. This is the Mindshift Backlight 36 liter. It's bigger than the 450, the Pro Tactic 450, and it's also bigger than the Photo Sport. You can fit a ton of stuff in here. I really, honestly, 100% being honest, only really got it because it's green, and green is my favorite color. But I really have gone away from the back access only. It's only accessible camera access is through the back of it. I'm not like, I've used those in the past and don't really like them, but there's no side access for camera gear or top access. But this is a great, well-made bag. And if you need something that carries a lot of gear and you don't need to constantly be accessing it, this is a solid bag. But for my usability and whatnot, it wasn't for me. So great bag, but just for that purpose, not really my jam. But it is pretty, and I do like the color of it. I wish all other bags came in this color option. So moving on to a bag that I wanted to really love. Like, I really wanted this bag to work so bad. I thought it was going to be like the perfect be-all, end-all solution for me. And if you know anything about camera bags, you know that's not true. And as being a photographer, there is never, ever going to be like this one solution that solves all problems. It's like lenses. Like, imagine if they made a 14 to 300 millimeter 1.2 macro zoom, autofocus, stabilized macro, I think I said macro twice, lens. You would need nothing else. But anyway, I digress. So, ladies and gentlemen, here is the Mindshift 45 liter Elite bag. And Elite it is. It is extremely robust, extremely well made. It has waterproof zippers, dustproof zippers. One thing I love coming from the backpacking community, it utilizes some ultralight materials like the X-Pack on the top. Super durable, ultralight material. I would love to see more backpacks integrated from a backpacking standpoint. It would be great to see more stuff like this come out using more ultralight Dyneema style fabrics. There's so many other better fabrics than this ripstop stuff nowadays. But ultimately, this ended up being too big for my needs. The insert in it is massive. You can get a smaller insert that fits in it, but still for airplane travel, it's a little bit too big, and you can kind of manipulate it and remove parts and pieces, and you can remove the metal frame from inside, you can remove the top, you can remove the hip belt. Anyway, you can remove all the things and be able to fit it on a plane, maybe, but this would have to count as your carry-on, and there's still a chance that if the airplane made you check your carry-on, you may end up having to check all of your camera gear. So, you know, there's that risk that you run if you go with something like this as a bag that you're planning on traveling with. There's a slight possibility it may need to go underneath the plane. And for me, for how little I travel on airplanes, I didn't want to take that risk. I didn't have any other alternative uses for this bag. If I was going on a day hike, this thing is way too big for like a day hike. Maybe if I lived in an area where I would be doing a ton of day hiking and wanting to bring every single piece of gear that I own, this would be it. If I lived in a rainy or dusty environment or was traveling to those types of areas constantly, this would be a great bag. I love it, but I'm not going to keep it because it's not right for me. So as I had that bag in my possession, I was like, this bag would be perfect if it had an outside pocket and more storage capacity on the top. So I got back to the drawing board and started doing more research, and that's when I kind of found the Rotation Series bag. So this is the 34 and this is the 22, and I'm keeping both of these bags. My wife hates me for it, but I think at this point, after 17 years of being a photographer, she kind of understands that I'm a crazy person and have a ton of bags. And I'm moving everything to this camera carry system because the rotation system is really just kind of perfect. In terms of a large carry, the 34 liter is perfect. They make a 50 liter plus is what they call it, because it can access 55 liters. But I think with how massive it is, you could definitely backpack with that bag in like a summertime, spring, warm weather situation. So I would love, if anybody's out there wants to loan me that bag, that they have it and they want to send it to me, I would love to go and test it out and try to backpack with it. Honestly, like, this will be my new like go-to travel backpack to kind of replace the Pro Tactic 450. I would say you could fit more stuff, especially when you add the insert to the top. You could probably fit more gear and more stuff in this bag, and just the versatility of it. I mean, you can remove the insert from the top and have this huge carry capacity in the top, and then you have the pocket. I love an outside pocket for this. And then the fact that you have instant access to your gear through the bottom rotation pouch and everything like that. Like, I mean, these bags are really the deal. And then the smaller 22 liter version, this is going to be my new day pack. Like, when I have to go out for the day and when I'm going for by myself and just popping out and doing my thing, I'm bringing this. From now on, forevermore, I'm bringing this. If I'm going to bike pack, I'll probably just take this out and just use the marsupial pouch in it, is what I've deemed calling it. It's really kind of like a perfect size for a small camera carry system. You can carry a camera and a lens and roll on your way and have everything you need in terms of a little bit of space. This is going to replace my Photosport 300 in terms of what I use when I'm grabbing this. I'm no longer going to grab this anymore. That's gone. I'm grabbing this, the Mindshift 22 liter. It's kind of perfect. I think in terms of like usage, I'll probably end up using this so much more because a lot of what I do is going out for shorter trips. I've been doing this long enough to know, like, I've pared down my camera equipment so much that I can bring a camera, a couple lenses, and shoot whatever I need to shoot. So that'll do it for the backpacking extravaganza. I don't think that's what I called it originally, but that's what I'm calling it right now. So yeah, hopefully this kind of shed some light on different types of camera backpacks. And if you have some of these or are looking at them to compare them like I was, hopefully this sheds some light and gives you some insight on size, shape, usability, what works for travel, what doesn't work for travel, you like whatever. So hopefully this was useful to you. If not, I'm sorry. But either way, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you so much. Have a great day. See y'all next time.